Hi class, I wanted to give you some feedback on this. Ordinarily I don't give video feedback, but I was just really called to do that right now. Let's begin here. We're really excited about some of the work that you guys are doing. Make sure that everything is yours. And go for consistency everywhere you can. I don't want to click that, but hopefully those work. But be careful about taking people off your site, especially on the front page. Okay. Shop usually goes over here near the end. That's where people look for that. And yeah, so you just want to make sure that everything that you have on your site is original to you, that you've created everything, um, and that you would then have ownership of it. Be careful about black outlines on text. Makes it difficult to read. Uh, Probably you may have to put a box, a transparent box or something behind that. And you do want to be consistent. I'm glad to see that you are being consistent. It's just not easily read. I mean, if you have to, you could put it, a couple of lines underneath, but you definitely have to be able to read it. That's a priority over aesthetics. One other thing, this box is cutting into that shape, so you want to be careful about that. Same, this probably shouldn't be there. That clip right there. The rest is interesting. I think this needs to be left aligned and definitely not that font, okay? For your site. Good. You want to carry your brand all the way over. Here, you want to make sure your thumbnail does not crop the project. I know usually if we click on it, it opens it, but this page should be treated like a design layout. So you want everything to work together, and always try to avoid this outlining. Um, Here, remember this is skewed a little bit, so but that's just to keep in mind. This would work. I know you've already done these projects, but this, for the future, this would work better if you had a very slight drop shadow behind it, and not an outline, but a very faint drop shadow that just separates it a little from the back. Um, this header, I'm not sure that that is working with everything else. Yeah, that header, I wouldn't put it there. Um, you know, can put a little thing that says work or something here, but this is distracting from your work. Nice. Okay, good. Just make sure you double check it for spelling. Okay, nice work. I like seeing what you're doing. Make sure on your home page we know exactly what it is you do. Okay, so we need a little blurb, very tiny, just a word or two about, you know, um, you're a fashion stylist, whatever, but give us that clue there. You could have it down here, but we want to see, okay, makeup, we want to see it on your front page. Ideally every page because it's part of your keyword search. All right. Only include what you need. Make sure this is updated, the date, and make sure you don't have your personal phone number. I know that's not yours, but in the working ahead, make sure you don't have your personal phone number. I think you're going to need a form here and probably black. This could go bigger, something that works with that, and probably this is going to be in black too to fit your aesthetic. And I'm just thinking about your style guide, so make sure you're planning that. This needs to be reduced a little bit so nothing is cropped. This looks like it's probably really great. Maybe you want that to be frozen although it is a bit of scrolling. Yeah, I would freeze that and have it scroll with this, but you would have a background so that this doesn't show, so that when it comes like this isn't going to show because it's going to have a background that's solid all the way across. All right, so make sure you align everything. And again, here you're going to, I'm not sure that this is helping you. Um, I'm not sure that's, the color is fun, but it's not really telling me what it is, and it's being cut off. That, of course, has to come out. You can have it as a campaign. Um, I'm just not sure it's working on this front page as a link. Also, let's have some space between these. You do have things gridded. Something could go here, but if you take this out, this can move up here. And then, allow some equal padding in between and try not to cut that off either, all right? Yeah, I'm not sure this color is quite working yet. Maybe some of your other colors could be introduced. And I think this will drop down. Yeah, and have a form. All right, great start. Okay, Andrea, nice. You tell us exactly what you do up front, your name, what you do. Let's align this a little better, I think. I think I would have that lowercase or I apostrophe M lowercase. And you know what? I don't know. I was just thinking how beautiful it would look with this site if you one day this year have on a white turtleneck and take a picture with a white background. I mean, even if you're at IKEA and you sit on a white couch, I just think that would be really striking on you, and would be really fit this very nicely. Just some kind of all white setting for you really would accent your features, in my opinion. I don't usually tell anybody those things, but it was the first thing I thought when I saw that and I saw this white. I know that you're going to replace this, but replace it with some things that are similar. If you selected it, maybe you like it. So, choose some images, some very modern buildings, and take some images of that. Um, that would have to be cropped. And don't hesitate over the next year to create projects that use your styling brand. Like that. All right? When you create a project, create it to look good with all the other work that you do. You'll be glad you did. This is working, right? Then you're going to especially have a LinkedIn and so forth. Make sure everything is centered and okay. Use just 2 fonts if you can. Okay, okay. All right. This one I'm not sure about. It's taking up a lot of space, but it's all right. You're going to collect more work as time goes on. And for those of you who are also web designers, you may know or you may not know um, that you can embed a website into your to your Wix website. So you would just go to the plus button and go down to embed, and then you're going to check. I think it's HTML, um, and you're going to put the link to any website you have built, and it will. You can select a simple background or something, a color, flat color, and it will insert it. So that's something you can think about if you're a designer like that, right, of websites. All right, done a great job. This is just your draft, so it's looking good. All right, nice work. All right. Um, okay. Not sure why I have that one inserted. All right. I really like this. It's super clean and it's very unique. And I also like that it's, kind of very traditional French blue. Uh, really cool. And there's not a lot of scrolling. I love that. Your social media is hooked up, linked. Nice. You don't have a lot of fonts going on. Easy to read. It's not the first time I've looked at it, but and I really enjoyed this peer-to-peer advice. I thought that was well produced. Um, I didn't look at all of them. Okay. So always put your best work at the top. All right. That's for everybody. And so, yeah, I really like how this is working for you. Nice and simple and strong. Good job. All right. When I look at this, I think you can still find a similar style font that is a little easier to read. And I think that is important. Um, and you may want it to be entered so it's on a transparent background. The navigation needs to be a little bigger, a little higher contrast. Maybe I think you can freeze that header, and that would work for you. I don't think you need this. Maybe you're thinking it's your logo. Probably needs a little work, like maybe just your initials would be good. And then this works, of course, very well, that title. Go through, make sure you have uppercase I throughout. Let's see. It's still important. Make sure nothing is clipped. And I know you want to bring all this up. So um, bring this all the way up. If this is the style you're going with, it should be the same color, the same size, same font on every page for your header. This is working really well, as is this. And that's looking good too. We've updated that. And that goes to your contact page. So let's bring this up a little higher. Instead of having this here, let's have this here with your navigation at the top and have your contact page be a separate page. Like put this with your work here along this. But yeah, so a little cleanup. You've got time, but a little bit of cleanup. And when you click this, have it go to just a page with your contact info. All right, and probably a form for you. Okay, all right, good start. Okay, Chris, you've had a good month also. Um, you might try this with a circle. This is hard to read at that size, but I do like that you include what you do. That's super important. And you have all of your contacts there. You want to carry your brand across. That's good. I love this. This is really, what I love about it is it doesn't look anything like what I've seen so far. Okay. And you have your asset guide. Very smart. I encourage everybody to use Illustrator. Um, just a few minutes playing around each day or, a couple times a week, just pushing buttons. You're not going to break it. Try it. And those of you who are graphic designers, I hope that you are trying the daily logo challenge, right? Because that will really provide more assets for you, examples to put in your portfolio. Good. Yeah, I like Procreate too. I don't know if I've used Fresco. Trying to remember. Okay. All right. And this is all entered, so it's all searchable. Your next step would be to try and edit these down to, one line. I know it's hard. You probably have done a lot to edit it already. But because it's on a website, okay. Valencia's a great school. Okay. Yeah, make sure this is the same as your brand throughout, like this color. Um, yeah. You definitely want to create, go by your color palette that you created for your style guide. All right. Nice work. All right. Okay, a little bigger, actually 3 times as big, for sure. 3 or 4, this big.
Here are some results from the web.
Okay, make sure this is larger. And maybe a dash or something here as opposed to a comma. And okay, we're going to need a little bit of a drop shadow there because we're losing it when it covers white. And you're going to want to take out anything that isn't yours. So only your work can be displayed. All right? Only yours. Okay. And link those up. Carry your brand across to your social media. Put this logo in the same colors. Put your contact at the end because that's where people expect to find it. Okay, I'm clicking on blog. Either it has large images or it's disabled. We need to disable it for sure. The link's not working. Same with the book online and the work. Okay, so these all need to be linked. Super important. Basically, it's one page, and there are all these in your template, so those all need to be removed. Okay, keep your contact and link it to here. All right, take your phone number off. That's just going to, and only have one of these. Your phone number is just going to attract spam, a lot of it in a short period of time. So take that off. You can give your phone number to people after they've emailed you and you field them and find out if they're legit. All right. Nice. This is getting lost a little bit. That might need to be a little heavier. This is going to have to link to something or be removed. A little heavier. Yeah, this font's very faint. So the contrast needs to come up. And depending on what it is you do, you can use stock images if there are certain things. If you're a web designer and marketing, then you're going to have to create your own work, okay, instead of stock images. And, try and duplicate this if this is what you like. Find a white background and, put a nice light over it and take some images for yourself. But because you're a web designer, because you're a designer, people are going to want to see your own work. Okay. Your drop downs don't cover anything up. That's good. So yeah, you've got time, but over the next year, make sure that you are thinking about your style guide and applying it to your projects. And that's going to have to come right here. And that does, okay. Yeah, probably have more pages than you need. If the bio is right here, it needs to be second, right? So that we are going in consecutive order. This needs to be right here, the bio button page. All right. Okay. Testimonials. You tell us exactly what you do, which is great, and hopefully this works. Good. Okay, let me know if this is on purpose, because sometimes it's just that formatting has to be brought out and deleted. Make sure there's no placeholder copy here. Okay. So that needs to be removed. Okay. All right. It's very clear, and you'll just be adding work throughout the year. All right, Melinda, make sure you take out all placeholder images. They all have to come out. And we want to know exactly what you do. So you're going to have to tell us on this page what you do. Give us just a big tagline. Brand, you could be a brand manager or whatever you want to call yourself at this point. Let's make sure this isn't clipped off in the thumbnail and that we don't have words covering words. Okay. All right. Can you link these up to yours? This is a little small. This font's a little bit tiny. Okay. All right. So good, good, good. If you can, try and get this into one line, because this is. All right, same thing. You want experience first and education next. Okay, so that it's in order as we go down the page. So when we click on something, it's not going up and down past something else. Okay. All right. Okay. Great start. All right, everybody. I was happy to see what you produced this week, and I look forward to working with you guys again for sure. And I want to see your revisions as well this week. So good job. You've had a good week.